Hello Cavern fans and welcome back to Andy's Cavern. How are we all doing tonight? Well, hope you all had a good weekend. Here we are, night time again. Approaching the witching hour. Hope you're all good. What we're thinking tonight. What next for Joe? Big Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. There's lots of people calling for him to retire, pack it in. They've seen enough. But I thought he gave a pretty good performance. I thought he could have won the fight. His arguments made he could have won the fight. Very close fight. I thought a draw wouldn't have been out of place. I wouldn't argue if it went either way closely, but scorecards were a bit wide, as I mentioned this morning. I think one of them was quite close, which I couldn't argue with that. But one was 98-92. That was way out in my eyes. But that's only my opinion. I'm just a boxing fan, man in a shed. What next? To be fair, I thought he looked quite fresh after the fight. Sounded okay. So I reckon he's probably going to get a bit pissed off with folk pestering him about this subject. And what annoyed me earlier on, I saw TalkSport. Hypocrites. The Fab Liquors. Hypocrites sitting there with their ice lollies saying, oh, we've seen enough, we don't need to see any more Joe Joyce, he needs to retire, This is the same clowns that's encouraging Derek Chisora to go and fight Daniel Dubois. Or saying Anthony Joshua deserves a world title shot after getting bounced off the canvas like a basketball by Dubois. Where's the consistency? You can't encourage one guy to go into the fire and then tell the other boy, who's, in my eyes, Joyce is way less damaged than Chisora. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see anybody taking needless punishment or excess damage, but it's up to Joe Joyce and his family and the advisors and team what he does next. If he wants to continue, I mean, if he retires, I'm happy enough with that. I thought he'd had quite a good career. He had a great amateur career, very decorated amateur, wasn't he? Where does he go next? So let's just say he decides to continue. He was supposed to fight Dillian White. I think he would have beaten Dillian White quite handily, the shape he was in last night. Perhaps he'll go that route. Maybe Dillian White doesn't want any part of him though. Is Dillian White really injured? All these questions need answered, don't they? So, what other fights could he take? What about Fraser Clark? If he's coming back, that would maybe be a good matchup. I'd probably favour Joe Joyce in that fight against Fraser Clark. But we'll have to wait and see. Let the dust settle, see what Frank Bricktop Warren offers him. I don't think he's ever been Bricktop's favourite, has he? Ever since he... I think Bricktop put him in against Dubois to get beat. And of course, Big Joe Joyce didn't read the script there, did he? Ripped up the script and jabbed Dubois' head off all night. And the jabs are one of his best weapons. I think if he'd stuck to that more last night, he would have probably got hit less, and he would have probably piled more points up. But woulda, coulda, shoulda, isn't it? You can't run the world on ifs, or hindsight's a great thing. But I thought at the time watching it, if he was having good success with the jab, and he should have maybe done that more. I mean, when he fought Dubois, I think he hardly threw anything else but the jab, did he? He just jabbed his head off all night. But that's a few years back now, isn't it? But I would say he looked, definitely looked, what would you say, back to what he was when he fought Parker, I would say. in my book, his chin held up. I mean, everybody's on YouTube that I saw were writing him off and saying, oh, he's going to get stopped mid-fight or whatever, but wasn't to be, was it? I thought Hrgovic's work late in the fight probably won him the fight. His last couple of rounds and that, he seemed to be doing better at the end of the rounds, wasn't he? So catching the judge's eye late in the round. I haven't seen the fight, the punch stats, so I don't know what they are. I'm sure they showed them at sort of mid-fight. I'm sure Joyce had landed more punches, but I'll have to dig that information out and have a look. But certainly these talk sports crowd are a shout of hypocrites. If you're encouraging Joe Joyce to retire, you shouldn't even be entertaining Chisora, saying he's needing world title shots and whatnot, the punching, the leather he's taken over the years. So it needs to be a level playing field. Otherwise, they're making a arse of themselves, you could say. I don't want to be swearing on my channel, you know. In case there's young people watching, you know, I don't want to set a bad example. But it really boils my blood sometimes, some of the mainstream boxing media. Anyway, that's just my view. I'm sure you've all got your own. You might disagree with me. Like I say, I'm not asking anybody to agree with me. This is just my view. So, okie dokie. I think that's about it for the night. We're probably looking at doing another 4-way Zoom with Jamie, Jerry and Canada Bob on both Bob's channel and my channel. And all being well, I should be on with Russ and Porky's Corner tomorrow night. I've got a few other projects in my head that I want to get done this coming month, so watch this space. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you very much. And please share it with your pals on their WhatsApps or Facebooks, or get it out there. Let's get the channel rolling. And don't forget, Boxers in Need, as I mentioned this morning. Look it up. Boxers in Need. So I'm sure they'd appreciate your help if you're able to make a wee charitable donation. Have a look. It's going to take you a few minutes to look it up on the internet, and look up Canada's boxing channel and Porky's Corner as well, and like and subscribe there as well. It's all very much appreciated. And I think that's it for tonight. So, and I hope you're all happy and healthy out there, and it's you don't have too much Monday blues tomorrow. At least the weather's decent. That's put smiles on people's faces. So that just leaves me to say good night to you, and it's good night from me. Good night.